up, we will be joined by an advocate from the UK, and he has so much wisdom to share because he's been living with diabetes for more than 60 years. Incredible. Welcome, Martin.
Hello, good evening, good day, whatever the time is in your area. 68 years I've had type 1.
68 years. Incredible. So how have you always been involved in the diabetes online community? Have you always been an advocate, or is that a recent development? Tell us a bit
No,
about your journey there.
it's fairly recent. When I started to pump in 2016, I used the internet to find out more about it, and then in 2018, I was given a Libre, and I then realised via social media, Twitter, Facebook, etc., that I could actually loop with it. So I was determined to do that because I felt that it would make life better. So in 2020, when I had a new pump, I'd researched that if I got a Dana pump, I could then use that together with various other add-ons and start to loop, which I did. And I've now been looping for 3 years. It's improved my HB1C or A1C and my time in range. So I'm quite pleased with it.
Incredible. And now you've joined the dedoc Voices. This wasn't your first time attending a conference, but the first time in person. So for those who don't know, there are two ways of joining the dedoc Voices with a scholarship. There are virtual scholarships. So you're at your computer and you attend virtually, or you travel to the conference. And you've done both now. So tell us a bit about what it was like for you.
I have. I've done it a couple of times. Once at ATTD and once at the other one, which I keep forgetting what it was.
EAC?
One in Sweden. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one. The one in Sweden. It's my age, you know. Anyway,
It's a lot of
I
acronyms, isn't it?
yeah, I just set my computer up, my laptop, my phone, and so I had a Word document, so I could screenshot pages and screens and of what's being presented, make notes and comments. I also used an app on my phone which recorded the session and also printed out what was being said, so I could then paste stuff, so I could actually tweet quite a lot and quite profusely, and I was proud to find that I was at the last conference that I was virtual. I was one of the I think I was the 4th top tweeter for dedoc at that time, most prolific, and that made me pleased. But then going to the live session, it's a totally different animal, and I found that I haven't tweeted as much even since I got back. It's just overwhelming. There's so much there when you attend, from the technology that's being shown to the sessions that are going on. It is just total overload. And then, of course, you don't stop. You carry on into the evening, socialising and whatever. And I don't think I got to bed very early any night at all. So when I came home, I was absolutely exhausted, and it took me a week to sort of get over it. I suppose that's down
Same
to
here,
age as well,
actually.
but I was I was I was glad to have been there. It was a privilege to attend, and I'd love to attend some more at some stage. But I learned an awful lot. I met a lot of wonderful people, and our previous speaker, Janina, I met her, and she's totally fantastic. And I actually suggested that we get together on a Zoom call one day so that I can actually speak to the children and she could translate. I actually recently made a short 1-minute video for them on their website. The one that's in English is called Growing Up with Diabetes. I can't pronounce the Spanish version of it. I did that the other day, and I look forward to doing the Zoom meeting later on in the year, and letting them know the journey I've had and the fact that I'm here where I am, not because I looked after myself or the technology, but I think I was just lucky. But it shows that, especially with modern technology, that people diagnosed now can live a full and healthy life.
Yeah, and we see from the comments that it's actually really inspiring. So I don't know if you saw that, but Bastian Haug, our founder, the founder of dedoc, actually commented that it makes him feel young again, which
Right.
is lovely. But people are calling you inspiring. They're calling you a legend, and it does give people a lot of hope to see.
Yeah, I don't know about a legend, a legend maybe. Yeah, I was diagnosed at 5, so it's an awful long time ago. I'm surprised I can remember about it, but I'm here. Hopefully, I can pass on the message. And since I was talking about how I got involved in social media and eventually dedoc, which was last year, and that's all just because I've learned so much on the internet about what I'm doing now. I want to pay back, and the way I do it is by tweeting stuff and by talking on various platforms such as this, and hopefully
you do that so
give
well.
people some sort of encouragement. You know,
Yeah.
the actual meeting, you know, the conference in Berlin, it was an eye-opener in lots of ways, because I did attend a parallel session called Technology for Healthy Aging in older people with diabetes, and that really knocked me to the core. Not because of what they were saying about technology being used, but the fact that they were talking about all the comorbidities and how easy it is when you're older to get problems which then just roll and roll and roll and keep getting bigger. And something that got to me was the fact that, you know, if your levels are higher, especially when you're older, that can cause your gait to alter and you lean forward slightly. And then that can cause you to go off balance and fall. And then, of course, elderly people are more susceptible to breaking their hips and things like that. So it just snowballs and gets worse and worse and worse. And at my age, one of the things that I really am worried about is if I ever had to go into hospital or even into a care home and have my technology taken over from me. Because of this, I actually got up at the end of the session and went to the microphone and spoke about the fact that people with diabetes type 1 or 2 should be center to all the decisions made, and they should be involved in those decisions, and not, oh, you can't use that pump, you know, we're going to take that off you, which some hospitals try to do even today, you know. So I would fight tooth and nail against that happening. And so I felt that I had to go up and say something, which I did. And
what was the reaction?
I got a round of applause. It's actually on one of the videos. It's right at the end of the session, which was on 24th of February at 16:40. See, I remember the time. I've got it written down. I just felt I had to say something. Anyway, I got an applause, and a young lady, I can't remember her name, I wish I could, from JDRF in London, came up and said to me that I made her cry. It wasn't intentional, of course, but I just wanted to get over my view.
Good on you. And I hope this also illustrates that being a dedoc voice and attending a current conference, being it virtually or in person, it doesn't just mean tweeting. We always talk about paying it forward. That's the motto, and everyone finds their own way. And there are so many, multiple ways. And one of those ways is also sometimes standing up and saying something and making your voice heard. So good on you. And thank you so much for sharing all this and everything that you do as a dedoc voice and an advocate.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Steffi.
Thank you, Martin.